With scams on the rise, how can you avoid becoming a victim? And how can you begin to recover from them when you do? Our police and IT department at the city will cover some actions and resources that can help you navigate and help better equip you to ward scams off. From harmful internet scams to social media scams, there are ways to avoid and safeguard yourself and your loved ones from becoming a victim. The best tip to keep in mind is, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is a scam.
I'm Forrest Rothner. I'm a detective with the City of Gillette with the police department. If someone finds themselves victim of a scam, the number one thing that we say, the triage method would be to first make sure that whatever bank account, whatever payment method that you have that you've used to transmit this payment is secure, whether that's a debit card, a bank account, what if you still have the gift cards that were asked to be received. Secure those things, don't send any more information on those things. Contact the banks and let them know that you've been alerted to a scam. A lot of times there's some shame involved in these types of scams where people are afraid to come forward because they feel like that someone got the better of them. In those situations, you just have to know that these people are professionals. They do this all day long. They sit in a room and this is their actual job, is to take money from people by deception. The best thing you can do moving forward is to actually tell someone so that they can help you through these things, whether that's a banker or a police officer or even through the FBI's portal. I think more recently, the methods that we were using before to try to help individuals keep from being victim to scams are kind of dated. We look at these things as these only happen to people who are older, people who are less savvy with technology. But very recently, in the last year, we've seen an uptick of individuals who should be very well tech savvy. They're in their 20s, 30s, 40s. They're involved in investing. They should be able to see the signs and warnings of these cases. The biggest thing to remember is that if something seems too good to be true, it is. And if someone offers you some hundreds of thousands of dollars just to do this little task and it's going to cost you money, remember that likely these are one-way streets. Any amount of money that you send out will not be returned, and these things don't go backwards. Some of the better resources that someone can reach out to on the local level would be to start with their bank. Start with the individuals that they know that they can walk through the teller line and greet on a daily basis. They're going to get you on the right track on how to protect yourself in a situation where you've been compromised. The next step I would say would be contact law enforcement, whether it's the sheriff's office or us at the police department. Contact us and don't be afraid, even if it seems petty. We look at these cases on a regular basis. There's an online IC3 complaints that you can file a complaint on your own behalf. We can file a complaint for you in that same system. And there are people that are looking at that each and every day, all day long, looking for specific types of transactions where they can affect a resolution right away. We've had a number of individuals who paid first and last month's rent on properties, and it turns out that property wasn't for rent, and sometimes people even showed up to start moving in and found out that this was a house that was owned by somebody else. And these cases are becoming more and more prevalent, and they can be a national scam, they can be a local scam. It's kind of dependent. We've had some individuals in Casper that are in the same type of field as I am that have indicated that they found many of those to be local individuals selling their neighbors' properties. When you're looking for a rental property or looking to purchase something, make sure when you're speaking with that person, they actually are knowledgeable about the property. They actually can tell you things about the property. And then check with the local agencies. If you're going to move your utilities, call up the City of Gillette when they're going to move your utilities and verify that you can. They're going to have to reach out to the original contact in the first place and verify those things as well. And that's all something that you're going to have to do if you're going to move in anyway, so it can be a good way to check to see if this is real or not. Another way to be sure that you're dealing with a real seller would be to take and do a simple reverse image search on any sort of post that you're trying to purchase a property on. Purchase property or purchase items. If it's something where you're having any sort of question, a simple drag and drop into the Google image search reverse image will show you if that's ever been posted at any other location.
I'm Mike Porter. I'm the IT manager here at the City of Gillette. So if one site gets compromised, so let's say your email account or your Facebook account gets compromised, and that person now has that combination of that email and password, that then they can just try random things, just try a different bank account, try Amazon account. So they'll start trying various things. Also, these email addresses and password combinations get sold on the dark web. There's actually a business for this where people will sell just these random combinations of user ID and passwords, and then people can try them and use them wherever they want to and see what they can get into. Unfortunately, too, now with computer processing power, it isn't necessarily a person sitting at a keyboard trying these combinations. They could put this into a computer and just have it just try a random list of login sites and see which one it actually works on. So that's why it's very important not to repeat that same and use that same password over and over again. Really, I think the big one is just making sure you do two-factor authentication, multi-factor authentication whenever possible for whatever site it is. I think it's even helpful for any shopping sites, but especially email and your financial sites should always have multi-factor. Most banks force it now by default, but always do that. Unique passwords for everything, and because that part is a big burden, use some kind of password software.